Alright friends, can you hear me? Let me share my screen, then we can get started. स्क्रीन दिख रहा है आप लोगों को?
Yes,
ओके सो थोड़ा सा हम प्रेजेंटेशन करेंगे, देन आई शो द डेमो. फिर आप लोगों को कोई क्वेश्चन होगा तो आप लोग पूछ सकते हो, और दैट आई कैन हेल्प यू विद. क्वेश्चन कभी भी होगा आप पूछ लो. यू डोंट हैव टू वेट टिल द प्रेजेंटेशन टू एंड और एनीथिंग. सो जो क्लास आप लगाने जा रहे हो, क्लास जिसमें आपको इंटरेस्ट है, उसका नाम है मास्टरिंग स्ट्रक्चर क्वेरी लैंग्वेज और SQL, and we'll learn a little bit about it. Before we get started, my name is Rakesh. I have been with FCKS from almost 8 to 9 years now, I guess. And this is my seventh SQL batch. I also teach Excel, Power BI, VBA, and other areas. Okay. Um, so we'll get started. ये जो सेशन है ये रिकॉर्ड करेंगे हम लोग. आप लोग का लैंग्वेज प्रेफरेंस कौन सा है, हिंदी और इंग्लिश? साहिल शेख,
both are good.
both are good, so we'll mix it. Okay. So इस सेशन के अंदर ये जो सेशन है ये रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ मैं. यूजुअली हम सेशन रिकॉर्ड नहीं करते, बट डेमो सेशन इज रिकॉर्डेड, सो पीपल हु हैज मिस्ड डेमो कैन सी देम लेटर ऑन. If you have any question, just unmute and ask. Don't have to use chat or anything. Keep your video and be on mute, so जो वीडियो हम लोग रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं सेशन का वो अच्छे से होगा. एंड कभी भी कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो आप पूछ लो. ओके, सो डोंट हेजिटेट. सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड अ लिटिल बिट. पहले हम लोग थोड़ा सा FCKS के बारे में बात करेंगे कि FCKS क्या है, व्हाट इज इट. आप दोनों में से किसी ने पहले FCKS के साथ क्लास किया है क्या? Okay, very good, very good. So you both have done class, or so we'll talk a little bit less probably then. So we'll cover it quickly. So FCK stand for Achieving Freedom by Creativity and Knowledge Sharing. That's not only our name, that's our motto. We want to help you to enhance your creativity and share knowledge with you. So हमारा जो focus होता है, that is helping to learn and not just completing instruction. Will not be focused on making sure that syllabus is completed or something like that. Our focus would be on that you are learning and you're gaining knowledge. Okay, and we value where your focus areas, your goals, and your dreams. So that's our focus area as well. Some other advantage that I'll talk about specific to the syllabus and everything. The trainers that we have are industry expert and have practical experience. So I'm also currently working professionally in a company. I also so this is also something that I do part time, but the focus is to make sure that the knowledge that I'm getting into industry is stays relevant, and whatever you learn is the latest. So we used the data or the examples that are most relevant and simplified for all of you to understand. The course is not designed for only engineers or IT grads, it is for everyone. So even if you are not, let's say, a data science student or data analytics student or computer science student or any of it, you still be able to understand and relate with your day-to-day work. And there are certain support that you'll get, like job forums, query solving group, and everything that will be available for lifetime. So this is a little bit more about FCKS. One more slide on this, and then we can jump into the other focus areas. So the syllabus that I want to talk about, or what you'll learn here, is designed around your industry area. No matter which industry area you are from, you'll find everything relevant. And all the example are practical application based, so that you can simply lift and shift those example to your work. You don't have to spend a lot of time curating them or try to solve problem at your work. You can simply use the example that we are covering here at your workplace. The sessions are designed to be interactive for working professional with busy and hectic schedule. So what does it mean is time that you're going to spend here, okay, 8:30 to whatever time you are going to spend here, 8:30 to 12:30 is, I guess, is a timing. Let me just check. Yeah, 8:30 to 12 or 12:30 will be our session time. That entire time is the only time you have to focus. You'll not get any homework. You'll not have anything that you have to go and check at home. You'll not have to refer to any books or anything. जो भी आपको करना है आपको इसी टाइम के अंदर सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. क्लियर सो फार? कोई क्वेश्चंस है? एनी क्वेश्चंस साहिल शेयर?
nothing extra.
Okay, no problem. Let's move on then. So, what is SQL? Does anyone of you know, has you worked a little bit before on it or did some research before you got into class?
Yeah, actually I'm working in MRS, so we have SQL, but
Uh-huh.
the syntax is already written with the kind of SQL. So we have to just run it.
Okay. Okay. No, very good. Very good. So let's understand the definition of SQL a little bit. And as you already worked on it a little bit, so that's a good idea actually. That will help you to understand things little faster. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so let's go back here. What is SQL, or pronounced as SQL also sometimes? So what is SQL? SQL is a structured query language. इसका full form जो है, it's a structured query language, and that names gives you a lot of things around it, like what does it means and how does it works, right? It is widely used with RDBMS. RDBMS is what? Relationship Database Management Systems. Allows user to query, update, insert, delete, allows building relationship and functions. It is used in business intelligence, web application, ERP, and CRM. So SQL is used almost in all the applications that we have today in working. It could be as simple as your mobile app or as complicated as one of the BI report that you're working on, right? So let's go a little bit further and try to understand that who should learn SQL. किसको सीखना चाहिए? Okay, so इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बात करते हैं हम. So different roles मैंने यहाँ पे रखे हैं. There are different roles that should understand SQL, and they are in the sequence where it becomes from most important to somewhat relevant. Okay, so analytics is definitely one of it. So if you are into analytics, you should definitely learn SQL. If you are a data scientist, you should definitely learn SQL. If you are engineer, you should definitely learn SQL. If you are a developer, you need SQL. If you are a program manager, you need SQL. If you are administrator for one of the RDBMS or any other systems, you need to learn SQL. Okay, so these are the areas or the roles where SQL is must. But there are many other roles also where SQL will be relevant. Okay, so SQL has become one of the key things that will help you in excel in any of these roles, or get into any of these roles, or do better if you're already in these roles. Okay, any question on this?
No.
Okay, all right. So let's go to the next slide here. Okay, why should you learn SQL? So let's understand a little bit. And here are some of the things. It is must for future many roles. So it's SQL becoming like Excel these days. People need it into many application. It is required in data science. It's easier to learn. That's another reason to learn it. It has a wide application as we have seen. It help you reduce the turnaround time. If you do some data analysis in Excel, doing it in SQL will be faster because you can manage large amount of data. It helps you increase the accuracy of the reports or analytics that you do. It helps you save time and money by saving turnaround time and increasing accuracy. So no rework. It will help you progress in career. You'll be more employable because you know additional skills. So these are some of the reasons why you should learn SQL. Now the question arises like why you should learn now, right? अभी क्यों सीखना है हमें? बट उससे पहले एक और चीज देखते हैं कि क्या सीखोगे आप लोग. सो ये क्वेश्चन तो आपको भी रहेगा, व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स यू विल लर्न. सो आई विल शो यू सम ऑफ द थिंग्स, बट यू थिंक देयर इज समथिंग मोर, लेट मी नो एंड वील सी हाउ वी कैन ऐड इट इनटू आवर course. So one is database. So you learn three different kind of database. You learn Access, you learn MySQL, you learn SQL Server. Okay. Then you learn data definition language, which is defining the structure, creating, altering table, establishing relationship, and so on and so forth. Then you learn DQL, data query language. So some of the things like how to query data with select, filter, sort, group, append, merge, pivot tables, subqueries, and there are many more things in it. The DQL is the most important thing in SQL. Okay. Then there is DML, which is data manipulation language to manipulate stored data, like creating, altering, dropping table, altering data, and all those things. And there is more, like stored procedure, function, UDF, CTAS, CT, data handling. These are also some of the things that you will learn. Makes sense? Any question? Do you think there is anything that is not covered here or something that you want to learn beyond this? Anything?
No,
Okay. If you think about something later, you can tell. And even during the class, if you think, sir, I'm facing a certain issue at office, can you help me understand or can we solve it as a team? We can do that. Okay. All right.
we
Let's
will
go.
learn joins also, no?
Of course, join is part of DQL.
Okay.
Yeah, join is one of the basic things that we'll
Yeah, yeah.
learn. Okay. Now, important question. Why you should learn now? So let me ask you this, Sahil, and then I'll ask Shiv also. When do you thought that you want to learn SQL? Like how many days back?
Means actually I'm facing not an issue. Sometimes it's getting error in SQL. So we have to reach to SQL developer
Hmm.
to amend the query. Or sometimes we have to extract some data limitation.
Hmm.
Means I have to extract some data, but in parts, in different parts. So we have to reach to SQL developer. That's what we have to learn.
Okay. So you want to gain your expertise, but when did you decide that you want to be an expert into it?
I think from last 3 to 4 months I've been working with it.
Okay. शिव व्हाट अबाउट यू आपको कब से सीखना था
मैं बिल्कुल फ्रेश हूँ उसमें एसक्यूएल के बारे में
ओके
लाइक 6 महीने पहले कोई दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट में उसके साथ शिफ्ट हुआ है
हाँ हाँ
लाइक वो यूजुअली एसक्यूएल पे ही काम करते हैं
ओके
सो उस कुछ उसमें से कलीग मेरे फ्रेंड बने तो वो हर टाइम एसक्यूएल एसक्यूएल बोलते रहते कि एसक्यूएल ऑसम है एसक्यूएल ये है लाइक मैं कहा भाई क्या है एसक्यूएल कितना तुम बोल रहे हो एसक्यूएल क्योंकि मैं बीबीए कर चुका हूँ तो हम बीबीए पे ही काम करते हैं तो लाइक मैं कहा बीबीए पे कैसे अच्छा हो सकता है बिल्कुल एक्सेल हमारा बीबीए पे पूरा शॉर्ट चलता है कि ऑटोमेटिक ही चल रहा सब कुछ फाइल वगैरह मैं एसक्यूएल में ऐसा क्या हो गया तो उन्होंने डेमो दिया कि भाई फाइल यहाँ से बन रही है ऐसा हम स्टैक कर रहे हैं हमें फॉर्मूला इतना पुट नहीं करना पड़ता जितना मैं एक्सेल में वो लगाना पड़ता है तो फिर मैंने कहा कि मैं भी ट्राई कर सकता हूँ तो इसलिए मैंने सोचा मैं रजा सर से भी इसलिए कनेक्ट हुआ था कि मेरे को करना है बट मेरे को कोई आइडिया नहीं कि कैसे करना है कैसे होगा ये
इंटरेस्टिंग सो एक्सेल इज जो वीबीए है ना उसका लिमिटेशन हो जाता है वीबीए तक सो
यस
एक्सेल आ जाता है पावर पॉइंट आ जाता है वर्ड आ जाता है आउटलुक आ जाता है but this goes beyond that's the biggest difference but let me tell you some of the reasons why you should learn now the first important thing is the data boom is going on so data is increasing everywhere and this is not happening now it's happening from 2008 so जैसे data बढ़ते जा रहा है there is always increase in the demand for data analyst and data scientist so your data is definitely going beyond what you see in Excel what you see in some of the small database like Access, right? So ये बढ़ते ही जा रहा है अगर जो हम लोग अभी इसको नहीं कर लेते हैं तो there are chances that we'll be slightly behind and it's definitely some of the things that you want to do either you want to get into a new role or you want to do your role better right? So one of those things are there so that is the reason you should learn SQL now if I hear from you like Sahil what you want to do is you want to be better at what you already know Shiv for you you want to explore something new right so this syllabus basically covers both your needs right so we start from basic and we go into such a deep details that we have more than 100 examples even more than that and with those examples you start from basic and then you'll also able to understand like how do we create user defined function how do I create store procedure how do I create triggers and all those things will be there ओके सो थोड़ा सा हम एक्शन में देखते हैं अभी एसक्यूएल को एंड आई विल डू वेरी बेसिक We'll not get into too many details, but I'll just show you very quick thing. So there is some database that I have created in Access, very basic one. This is a very famous database of ordering, and we are going to create simple queries on this. Okay. So, and some of you would have seen it, some of you would have not seen it, and that's okay. So we're going to start with a basic query like, okay, select. So if I say select star from cells, this is one of the basic query, and I can run this and I'll get the result. So same result आएगा, सब कुछ जो हमने किया है वो दिखाई देता है. But let's say if I be very specific and ask for something, okay, I can say from cells, then I can say where let's say region equals to east, and run this. So what happens is I get data only for east region. So these are some of the things you have seen it before, right? आप लोगों ने देखे basic query तो देखे होंगे.
Yes, yes.
Now you can add more things into it. So let's say I want to do a cells. I want to look at cells by, let's say, category. Okay, so I can go here. So I can go into SQL and I can say select sum of cells from this table and give comma here, and I'll say category, and then I'll add a command group by category. Okay, and then I run this. So this gives me now cells by category, right? So this is again another thing that you can do, and these are all basic. Right? Now I have just taken one thing, otherwise I would have shown you join very easily. So there is multiple of these things that you'll be able to see and do. If I can quickly show you the last batch, I guess, and the number of examples that we have. So I have taken 151 example, and it includes both. So we have MySQL, we have SQL, then we have Access. See here, Access data is also there. So some of these things you'll be able to see and do yourself. Let me try and open some of the past example that I have done in Access. So देखो यहाँ पे आप लोगों को ऐसे notes भी मिल जाएंगे. So you'll get all the notes. You don't have to write down or note down anything, and you'll get different things also into it. So for example, this query finds out first name which are like or starting with A or ending with A. What do you think? What is it? Starting with A or ending with A? क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे?
Starting.
Okay. So see, there is this character asterisk. If it is at the beginning, it means it should be ending with A. So if I run this, so you will see a name that have A at the end. It may also have A at the beginning, but A at the end is important. If I go and say that I want both starting and ending with A, so I put it outside the single inverted comma. It should be inside. So you'll only have people who are starting both and ending and starting with A. This is some of the basic things that were covered. Let me show you what is this one. This one says that first name start with, so it's the same thing that we start. First name start with A and anything, and ends also with A. So this is another way to do it. You'll get the same result. Then yeah, again the same thing is here, but in a short form that I just showed you. So these are the building blocks of what you will learn, like how to query the data. Once you start understanding how to query the data, we'll look at different joins and functions, how to find ranking, how to do analytics, and those all things will be covered as well. So if I go a little bit deeper into some of the things that we have done here, so I can show you that. So let's see that. This is a right join example. Then we have right anti join, cross join. So how many joins you have heard? Right, Sahil, आपने शायद क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि joins हो गए क्या cover, right?
Actually, I have 4 joins. It's
Four
left,
join.
right,
आपने anti join सुना है?
and to join. I think the only the left thing matching something is like that.
So we'll
So
learn
no,
something
but
new also. So inner join, left join, वगैरह तो है ही, but you learn something new also. Join, there are many concepts that you learn. Join is also my favorite topic, so I go a little bit deeper into it. So you learn things that you've not seen before for sure. Yes. So now this is our SQL server that you'll also be able to involve. Now this is very basic. We are doing department name. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm not sure where this database is at the moment. We are seeing employees, right? So let's see where the database is. Do you see employees? Yeah. So we'll have to. So if we try to run this now, we'll get error. It says command completed successfully, completion time. Okay. Now it says invalid object name employees. So it's not able to find employees because we didn't say which database to use. So now you'll get the result. So these things also you'll learn. You'll learn how to create these tables. These tables are created from the scratch, not from. So you'll also learn how to export and create, but you'll also understand how to create data, like add data table using different sequence, add data to table, create table basically. Like how do we create this table? So how do we add? What is these variables and everything? So you learn beyond just SQL query. You learn all of the things that we talked about here. Mm, yeah, all of the things that we talked about here, you'll learn them. It will not just be limited to query, query, query. Okay, so you learn functions and other things also. So self join and other things, which usually is not into the normal joins. So there's something called CTAS. Does anyone of you know what is CTAS?
no.
CTAS stand for creating table as select. So selecting data and putting directly into table. Temporary table, views, system tables, all of those things will come. CT will come. CT is basically your common table expressions that you learn. And this is one of actually the interview example that we have took. One of the student came and say that, hey, I have interview and this is asked. How do I solve it? Right. So we can do that also. So some of all these things will be covered. So now what is happening here is we are creating a table, okay, and then querying it here, right? So those things also be covered. So let me see, data is here. So customer products. So I think we should be able to run this. So it gives you a result from 1 2 3 tables, and it gives you details of price into quantity as a total sales. So basic, but again, it can go very complicated. Right? Any questions so far on some of the things that you learn? So important things from the demo that you need to understand is what you will learn. How you learn is you'll start with very basic. How to start access. To be honest, from here there we'll start. How to upload data into access. From there we'll start. Then how to query. When we reach to SQL Server, you will learn how to create a database or how to create a table or how to alter a table. So all those basic things you'll learn. Now this is a table that is being created. Then you'll learn how to add data into that table. You'll learn how to update some of the data, right? So all those basic things will start, and then we'll go to advanced. You'll learn CTAS, you'll learn CTE, you'll learn trigger, you'll learn function, you'll learn store procedure, right? All those things will be covered. Okay, so I'll take a pause here and see if you have any questions.
So where we have to practice means online or on the
You need
means
to
office laptop
practice.
in the office laptop we don't have access for SQL. I have the access for access database.
Uh-huh.
I don't have the access for run this means write a full individual command or syntax.
So, very good question. So, first thing, let me answer where and how. So, where you'll practice, you don't need extra time to practice. You need to practice in the class. Now, let's say you don't have software, like you don't have access, and that's okay. Or you don't have option to download and install SQL Server. That's all okay. It is recommended that you have it, but if you don't have it, what you can do is you can use an online platform. Okay, so there is a platform called uh, so there is a platform called SQLite Online. You can use this, and you can use SQLite. You can use MySQL and other. So SQLite is basically based on MySQL, but you can also use this, and you'll be able to connect and run from there also. In fact, it is actually recommended also. For example, here if you see, I have taken example. These are actually coming from class as well. So if you don't have some of the things, you'll be able to use this platform as well, and it's free, so you don't have to spend any money to use it also. Okay. But it is recommended that you try to get SQL Server is free. MySQL is also free. So try to get those and install. These are
No,
express
it was in
editions.
the personal laptop, but in the office working hours for practice purpose because working hours is 9 to around 8, 11 to 7, 8.
Huh.
If you didn't get the time, so
But
that's
you
why.
need to practice on Saturday at this time only, Sahil.
Yeah, yeah,
The
I do.
expectation is not that you are doing it in office hours.
Not for extra time if I have to practice. That's the question.
Hmm. So okay. All right. Any other question?
सभी क्वेरी उस पे चल सकते हैं ना जो आपने ऑनलाइन बताया सर?
हाँ हाँ, वो तो मोबाइल फोन पे भी चलेगा.
ओके,
Okay.
जरूरी नहीं है कि लैपटॉप में होना ही चाहिए.
नहीं 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 नहीं. I use sometimes I when I'm traveling I use tablet to teach you all.
ओके,
So I have Windows tablet, but even if you have Android tablet, it will work. You should have enough space to see it. That's it. बहुत छोटा फोन है then issue हो जाता है. Okay. All right. Let's go here.
सर ये क्लास कंफर्म स्टार्ट होगा या एनरोलमेंट के बाद ही पता चलेगा बिकॉज आई थिंक आई हैव एनरोल्ड 2 to 3 times but
Okay.
due to insufficient enrollment the class was
This time we are going to start it on time. So let me show you when we're going to start and other things also.
because
If you
I
enroll, it
tried
will be
from last 6
easier.
months
Sorry.
for SQL.
Sorry.
From last 6 months I was trying to start the batch but I think it's getting cancelled from last 2.
No, I understand. Uh, it depends sometimes if students enrollment or less or something or very less, then it becomes an issue. Or some of there's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
one student or something, then it becomes an issue. If there are like 5 students or something, it's easy to start. But what I understand from Raza sir is that there are a lot of students who has enrolled, and there has been students who have already paid fees and everything, so they're not attending demo again. So I think we start on time. I think we're starting on 1st of May, right?
Yeah, second of I think.
2nd of May. Yeah. So it will be on time this time. I don't see any challenges. Yes, 2nd of May. You're right. But make sure that you complete your procedure of registration. So more
Yeah, yeah.
confirmations are there. So you know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
process then, right? So you need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
pay fees and register. This will go for around 4 months. Okay, it can extend if we include more examples. So again, as I said, we are not going to focus on completing the syllabus. We are going to focus on actual learning. You'll get a certification from FCKS. You already done FCKS, you know, but there will be an exam that you have to give to get that certification. And there are some of the guidance. You can reach out to me if you need additional information beyond SQL also. But you are already students, so I don't have to cover it. But just for recording, I'm going to go through quickly. Okay. So first step for everyone who are seeing recording is to complete the registration by paying fees. There is a one-time discount if you do a single payment. The payment methods are on the screen. There is a contact number on the screen for Imran to whom you can reach out if you have any question. Once you register, you need to make sure that you're attending the class every Saturday in the given time from 8:30 to 12. We might take some break in between, like 15 minutes, so it's not a continuous class. If we don't take break, then we'll probably try to end early, so you're not overwhelmed with what you have learned, right? The class will go for around 4 months. There will be 100 plus. In the last class, there were 151. Definitely, every class exceeds. We'll have more examples. If you have any questions, you can ask, and you have to ask the question. It is not a video recording, so it will not be one way. So you have to ask a question. You can get a free cost certification from FCKS if you clear the exam. Uh, you can join our query solving group in Telegram and try to understand ongoing queries from other students. Your queries can also be solved there. You can learn through new examples that coming into other batch. You can reach out to me if you need any additional guidance beyond what you're learning. Once you get certified or when you're learning, try to implement what you're learning at your office and start applying for your job. If you have any question from that side, like I just showed you interview question, right, you can ask those. And even after you complete SQL, we recommend you to continue learning new things and being expert into the area because I'm sure you want to grow and you definitely have the dreams. So these are some of the next steps, and I'll keep it on the screen. But Sahil, Shiv, if you have any question, please feel free to ask.
After the completing the course, can I go for SQL developer means?
So you can go for a developer. So this is more focused from analytical point of view, right? But lot of topic of developer will also get covered. If you want to be an expert into developer, you need to choose a database. Which database you want to develop? Do you want to be SQL Server developer, Oracle developer, or MySQL developer, or Postgres SQL developer? So you have to decide, and then you want to focus onto that
Actually,
area.
in my team, there's a SQL developer, two member SQL developer, but they are in Excel database only, and they have SQL Server.
Yeah, so what happens is when you become a developer, your job is not only focused on developing SQL queries. If that's a job, then it's more analytics. Your job becomes developing the databases, maintaining it, tuning it, and making sure data is
So
running.
they are maintaining only.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
every organization have to maintain it.
yeah,
The
yeah.
developer
So
will do that.
that requires you to be expert on the product also, not only SQL.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, that's the path. So that's one of the path. Okay, good question. Any other question?
So my,
Okay, शिव आपका कोई सवाल है?
no,
ओके ऑल राइट सो यहाँ पे मैं डेमो एंड करता हूँ अभी. सो हम लोग जो रिकॉर्डिंग कर रहे थे आई एंड दिस. बट इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन यू कैन फील फ्री टू रीच आउट टू रजा सर, इमरान, और माई सेल्फ ऑल्सो. आई जस्ट पुट माई नंबर इन टू चैट हियर, सो यू कैन नोट इट डाउन टू. I'll also add my name so you can have it. So please feel free to reach out at any point if you have a question, and then I'll be happy to help you. Okay?
okay.